So I had the pleasure of speaking with Karen and Mike about marriage on their 20th wedding anniversary. Now you got to watch this. Watch these two videos that I spoke separately with Karen and Mike. Don't worry, you'll see more of Karen on the channel. So make sure if you want to know about marriage, how to last, how to be together, how to have longevity in your marriage, make sure you tune into. So I can't wait for you to see this episode. It was just jam-packed and full of love. Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Dammie and I have a special guest. Oh my god, I'm so excited to bring to you one of the most amazing humans I've ever met.
Okay.
She is an educator, a wife, a mom, a friend, a sister. She's one of the most wonderful people I've ever met in my life. The worst thing about her is that her name happens to be Karen. Why you gotta be Karen?
I'm not a stereotypical Karen. No, that's all right.
Her name is Karen, but she's not a Karen, honey. I can tell you that for sure. But yes, I'm so happy to have Karen. How are you, Karen?
I'm doing good. A little nervous to be on, but that's all right.
That's fine. That's normal. We'll get used to it because you're going to see more of Karen on this channel.
Yes.
And today's so special because, oh my God, today happens to be Karen and Mike's 20th wedding anniversary. Wow.
I know. It went by
20
fast.
years.
Yeah, 20 years already.
You've been
today.
married for 20 years?
Yeah. We got married in the
Wow.
blackout.
In the blackout.
Of
Oh
20 years
my
ago.
God.
Yeah.
How does it feel like to be married for 20 years?
You know, I married my best friend, so it feels great. You know, it's hard to think 20 years has already come and gone.
Right?
Like, sometimes you're just like, oh yeah, 20 years. And then sometimes you're just like, what? You know, because we were friends for like 10 years. So we've known each other for like 30 years now.
30 years.
30 years. It's been crazy.
Well, how did you guys meet though?
So in high school, he's my best friend's brother.
Ooh.
So I kind of broke the code there and I dated my best friend's brother. But
hey, it
yeah.
worked out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you've been seeing him around and he's been obviously checking you out.
Well, I had a crush on him and I liked him when I was in grade 10, but then he was already working, like, because he's about four-ish years older than me. And he just thought, oh, that's one of my sister's little friends. Mm-hmm. And then I went overseas to teach in Taiwan and came back. And I tell you, I looked good. I was so tanned. And then I was in his sister's wedding and she had us wear these deep purple shimmering, like, medieval type gowns with silver braiding.
What?
I looked the hottest I've ever looked in my life. And so he walks in and he sees me and goes, oh, she's a woman.
She's a woman.
Yep, no, I moved up in the world. And so then about a week later we started dating and then he asked me to marry him a month later and I said no. And I broke up with him. And he said to me, he goes, no, you're going to marry me. We're not breaking up. And then we were dating for about 6 months.
Yeah.
And then he asked me to marry him. And he goes, well, will ya? And I said, sure, I guess.
Oh my God.
Because I had my answer all prepared, how to be, sly with him. And so I was like, yeah, sure, I guess. And then, yeah, we got married 3.5 months later and we've been married ever since.
So there was no big proposal with the balloons?
No,
And,
actually, I said to
rose
him,
petals.
no. My husband's not romantic. No, I said to him, if you ask me to marry you, please do not ask me in front of all our family. So my husband was baptized in the church that Sunday. It was April 27th, by the way. And we went back to his parents' place. And my parents and my sisters, we all were there. The whole family was there, taking family pictures. And then all of a sudden, his arm goes to the side. And my mother-in-law starts freaking out. A blue box! A blue box!
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, can you not behave? Why are you fooling around? I'm like elbowing him, like, just stop misbehaving. Let's just take a nice picture for a change. And yeah, then he proposed. So it was not romantic. I guess you could say, like, then he went and got his motorcycle because, you know, he's a bad boy then. And then he went to pop a wheel in front out of excitement.
Oh my God.
And he crashed the motorcycle. He went this way on the gravel, and the bike went this way.
Oh my God.
And I thought, finally, I found someone who I probably could stand to marry. And he died in front of my eyes. It was very, and yeah, it was quite the emotional day. So
it sounds so sweet though, because you guys had your family there and everything.
Yeah, I'm more of a private person, so I had hoped that would be more of a private moment, but it's kind of nice because now we have pictures.
Yeah,
you know, of the shock and everything, like, and the answer, and then I'm bursting out laughing, of course, saying, "Sure, I guess," and he's just like, "Mwah," you know. So it was really funny. So,
imagine looking back at those pictures.
Oh, they're really cute.
Oh my God! But you guys did something that I wish I did. You know, you actually stayed with each other for a while before having children.
Yeah, not necessarily by choice, but we were married for 5 years before we were finally blessed with
5 years, yeah. Wow.
So,
but that's so nice because you got to like have fun with each other.
Oh yeah, and my husband traveled for work, and oftentimes his work would pay for me to go along.
Oh my God.
So this is, you know, another day before cell phones were really a thing. But so I've been all over the world with him for that. So that was kind of fun. So.
Did you take pictures? I don't trust you for pictures. You don't take pictures.
I did take pictures. They're actually, the funniest moment is someone else taking a video of me, and I keep looking that it might someday turn up on YouTube. But I was in Sydney, Australia, and I went into the Queen's Garden for just a walk, a tour, you know, whatever. I used to walk all day, all the time. And I'm walking there, and I'm like, what are those things? And I actually have video, like, what are those things in the trees? And I'm like marveling over these birds in the tree.
Oh my God.
Turns out they're flying fox bats, which are the size of small cats. With the wingspan of a pterodactyl. I don't know. They're just crazy. They're these horrible things. So I did not realize the park was closed because it was flying fox mating season, and that they all converge. So there is a video, because the gardener thought it was hilarious to take this video. There is a video of me running with my arms waving over my head, screaming at the top of my lungs, all the wrong things to do when you're surrounded by bats. Running through the garden, being swarmed by these flying fox bats. But
I want to see the video.
I don't have the video. I'm waiting because I'm thinking that gardener is going to put it up, because it probably looked stinking hilarious.
Somebody put that video up. I want to laugh at that a little bit.
Tag me in it, because I would love to see myself. I was probably 26 at the time, 27. I'd love to see what I look like. You know, you can just envision it. You know, these crazy. I'm sure it would go viral because I was screaming pretty loud.
It sounds interesting. I'd love to see that. You never know. It might.
I know. I keep checking. Every now and then, I'm crazy girl at Queen's Gardens in Sydney.
Oh my God. But like, okay, so I want to know, when you saw Mike, like when you decided to finally give him a chance, did you know that he was the one?
I'm not really 100% sure if I knew he was the one, because dare I confess? It was between two different guys at the
Ooh,
time. So
spicy!
but there was something about Mike. But it was very quick after. Like, we went for a walk because where I lived and he lived were really close together. So oftentimes I'd go over to his place and then we'd go for a walk after in the neighborhood. We'd go for a walk after work or whatever. And it was within less than a month when I just looked at him, I said, I feel like you complete me. Like, whatever's missing in me, you have. And he said the exact same thing. And then, it was a very weird feeling because, I had dated other people and never quite had that feeling like we had the same sense of humor. We had a lot of inside jokes and we just sort of, like, one thing I always wanted was a man who did not hold a grudge. Who could forgive easily, because I knew I was going to do a lot of stupid things. Because that's just the nature of my personality. I do a lot of dumb stuff. So, and I had done something. I can't even remember what it was. And he was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. That's fine." And I thought, okay, this is a keeper.
He's the one.
This is a keeper. So it took a little bit, but then but that could have been because we were friends for so long first that you sort of, I had a crush on him and then that faded. And then, we reunited at his sister's wedding and
And he saw you and you knocked his socks off.
He didn't look half bad in his suit either. I'll tell you that. Oh, freshly shaved. He looked good.
He cleaned up
He looked
nice.
good. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh,
and
wow.
I don't know if I should share the story, but coming back from his sister's wedding, he and I, because we were friends, whatever, we took all her presents from the hall back to his parents' place so that they could open them when they came back from their honeymoon. But I had a passenger in my seat, and the passenger in my seat peed in my car. On the front seat. She
peed in your car?
Yeah. Apparently I got her laughing too hard and she peed in the car. And I was upset, obviously, and so I was sort of, Mike came into the house. He's like, "What's wrong?" I said, "So-and-so peed in my car. She peed in my car." And he goes, "Oh, that's no big deal." And he went and cleaned it.
He said, "Oh, that's no big deal."
And he went and he cleaned my car
seat.
seat.
He's a keeper.
And then I'm like, oh, maybe I should look at him again. But I knew then, and it has.
Wow.
Through my
grown woman.
Oh yeah.
Peed in the car.
Oh yeah.
Wait, she's not like old, is she? Like
No.
Like
She's a year older than me at the time, so she was probably 25, 26.
25-year-old peeing in the car. Girl, blood on your shoes. Something's wrong.
Yeah. But it's all right because in the end it worked. He cleaned it up. So
wow. Now I know I wouldn't want to clean that up.
No, but
yeah.
I knew I had a bit of a good guy then.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Mike is a very good guy.
Yeah, he's very sweet.
Oh my God. Sweet. Wow.
I'm spoiled.
We need to be spoiled, honey. We queens. And the kids, like, what did you want?
So Mike wanted 8 children.
Y'all are crazy.
And I wanted 6. I come from a family.
8 children.
He wanted 8. I wasn't actually opposed to that. I wanted 6.
Oh my God.
I had 5 sisters growing up and myself, so 6 girls. And it was a wonderful childhood. I mean, you always had someone to play with. Mm-hmm. You could quit jobs so easily because you just say, "Oh, but my sister will take over," because I'm close to the top of the list. And as an adult now, I mean, my relationship with my sisters is fantastic. And he had only 2 sisters, and he thought that wasn't enough. So then, he wanted 8, and I was all for it. So
no, ma'am, I'm not all for it.
We only had 3, but
I think 3 is perfect. I only have 2, and I think 2 is plenty.
Yeah, we had 2 super close, and then 1 tail later on.
Bonus,
baby.
A
bonus one. A surprise.
So I'm going to end with advice. Is there any advice you have for people that just got married or people that are thinking about getting married to help them with, staying married for as long as you're in?
So I got a wonderful piece of advice from lots of the old ladies at my, I'll say old ladies, that's kind of rude, but the more senior people, more seasoned married women. When I got married, all of them said, in the first 3 months of your marriage, only do what you want to do for the rest of your life. Because if you say, I'm going to do the dishes, I'm going to cook, I'm going to do the laundry, I'm going to do the yard work, I'm going to do this, and you do everything, then they'll do nothing.
Yeah, that's how it's going to be.
Yeah. So because I actually worked more hours than my husband did when we were first married, we just shared everything. And 20 years later, we still share everything. All the chores, like the laundry and the dishes and the, certain things are his, certain things are mine. But for the most part, we just do everything together. We still cook together. We do the dishes together. I love that. We fold laundry together. And
isn't that one of the most romantic things when you cook together?
Oh, it's nice. And we joke around and we laugh and, talk.
I've always hated that because, the culture that I grew up in, unfortunately have this thing where it's changing a lot now, but back then where the men sit down, put their legs up with newspapers, and the wife is like slaving in the kitchen. And I never liked that.
Let me tell you, that is what we grew up. Well, not my dad, because my dad was worked really hard and he worked really long hours. But you'd go to my friend's place. The dad would come home. The mom would be chasing with the slippers, and here's your newspaper, and sit down in your chair. And
it was like similar.
Yeah, it wasn't the way I was raised, but a lot of my friends, that's how they were raised. There's this one guy who. His wife went to the hospital to have twins, and when she came back from having twins, all the dishes from all the other kids were mounted by the sink, and he's just like, when are you going to get to them? What? And you're like, let me smack you upside the head.
I'm sorry, he said what?
But that's traditional. Like, the roles are very traditional, and I didn't want that.
Excuse me, sir, I just birthed 2 humans.
2.
When am I going to get to... Okay, it couldn't be me.
I would say that I would not advise that. The other piece that has worked for my marriage, and it does not work for everybody's marriage, both of you have to have a very humble spirit for it to work. But we don't play games. Games as in like with the feelings, and my husband said right off the bat, we're not going to hit each other, we're not going to hurt each other, we're not with words, actions, or deeds. He wants to have a very healthy relationship. And for him, that meant no silent treatment, because that's like you're wishing your spouse dead. So if you're mad and you need to step away, just say, you know what, I need to step away. But I will come back and talk to you. And then you have to talk through it. And, as a girl, that's a little hard. But, we got through that. And respect each other, listen to each other, give each other the chance to say what you need to say. And for what's worked for us is if I need him to do something in order to make me feel better about myself, or if he needs something, like, I'll just give a really silly example. I'm usually pretty tough cookie. I've been having just getting over having some major health issues, thus the hair. It's coming back in from the chemo. But I bumped my finger the other day and it killed because the bone cracked or whatever it did. And normally I'm pretty tough, but I went to my husband and I said, Mike, I need you to treat me like a little kid and be like all fawning over this little boo-boo. And I need you to give me a hug and make me feel better. So he's like, come here, and he's giving me this hug. He's like, it's okay, baby, And then I'm like, okay, I'm good. But it's just little instances like that. Or if I'm feeling really overwhelmed, if I were to say to him, I'm feeling overwhelmed, can you deal with this issue? Or he'll be like, Karen, I'm really busy. I don't have time to do this. Could you do this for me, please? And for us, that has got us through some tough times. Like, it's not all been roses. We had some, there's always the 7-year itch, and there's,
we got to talk about the 7-year itch. But maybe on another video.
There's always the hard spots in a marriage. But communication, and for him and I, it just works to be very blunt. People look at us and they think weird because I'll be just like, Mike, I need you to take this child and I need you to deal with this issue. And they're like, are you mad at him? I'm like, no, I'm frustrated with the situation and I need him to handle it rather than me handling it because I don't want to handle it in anger. Mm-hmm. So he, as the calmer one of the two of us, needs to
take over.
So I would say that my advice to that, yeah, don't play games, don't do silent treatment, be fair to each other, respect each other. And I mean, we are not romantic people. Mm-hmm. So for us, like flowers and gifts are not a thing, but I've been seeing a trend on TikTok where the husband comes home and the wife shoves flowers out the door and then closes the door and then he opens the door and he's like, oh, you brought me flowers. And I'm thinking, you know, if that's what you need, do it. Because maybe then they'll know that's what you need to feel loved. For me, it's, I like to spend time with my husband. That's how if he makes the time to spend time with me, then I feel loved. And my husband is, you know, he likes it when I praise him for everything that he does. And, you know, that spurs him on to do more. So, but that would be my advice, you know. Yeah.
So you understand each other and what works for your marriage.
Yeah. And, you know, if you have to go away and talk about it, go away and talk about it. Find out how to make it work. Don't just give up. Just keep trying.
Like the kids these days, the slightest inconvenience, I want a divorce.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about a divorce?
Have I ever thought about a divorce with him?
Yes.
Yes, I have. But I will blame it on the hormones. I had my first child, and then within 6 months I was pregnant with my second child, and both pregnancies did not go well. And then I felt I wasn't really, it was actually my fault more. I wasn't communicating what I needed adequately to my husband. And so I was just like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to leave. But then if you think about it now, it was probably
the hormones,
severe hormones,
exhaustion,
and the fact of being the second time in like less than a year, bedridden for months.
Oh my God.
You know, it weighs on you. So, I mean, I kind of, laugh about it now, but
pregnancy alone is hard.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why some women make it seem like it's butterflies and wonderful. It was a lot of things. Wonderful was not one of them. One of the things I experienced.
Not while pregnant.
You know,
no.
Having the baby, now that's the one.
Yeah.
Well, not the process of giving birth to the baby, but like, you know, actually having the baby. That's the
I won't
only
go
part.
there, but I have the deliveries to be jealous of. They're super fast and super painless. So
your deliveries?
Yeah. Just my youngest one got stuck, but otherwise the other ones, like my second one was from, I think I might be in labor too. Here's my crying baby.
I think I might be. Everybody knew I was in labor.
57 minutes. 57 minutes.
That's
for her.
fast.
Yeah. And it was,
wow.
She has been easy her whole life. She's like, honored. She
is, oh my God, this girl. First of all, so beautiful. Let's start there. And such a beautiful heart. She always bakes for me.
Yeah.
She's so sweet.
She is a sweetheart.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's wonderful. Wow. Okay, I'm not gonna keep you too long on the first one. But thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for
Anytime.
doing this. Thank you. I hope you took something away. I know you took something away. She has so much to share, and I will definitely be having her on if she does not run away. Yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, what you doing? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Okay?
Or if you have any other questions.
Yeah,
if you put them in the comments, me or Dammie will answer them.
Yes.
Questions.
Yes.
Feel free.
If there's something specific you want us to talk about, leave it in the comment section.
Yeah.
And we'll come and tackle it for you, okay? Anyway, that's all we have right now. I hope you enjoy watching. If you want to see us again, subscribe, okay? And I'll see you on the next one. We'll see you on the next one. Hello, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Dammie. And I have a special guest. Oh my God, if you watched the last video I uploaded, you probably met Karen. And I have here a wonderful person. His name is Mike, and he's Karen's husband. And I have the privilege of speaking to him on Your 20th
It's
wedding
20.
anniversary.
Yes. Yep.
Oh my God. What does it feel like to be married for 20 years?
Good. It's time really flew by.
Wow.
There was just really good.
Wow. 20 years is a long time.
It doesn't feel like 20 years. It just feels like, the way life is supposed to be.
Yeah, you have a lot to share with the kids nowadays. The marriages are not lasting 20 years anymore. So it just feels so special. Like, did you know immediately you saw her that she was the one?
No.
You didn't know?
No. No, she was just my sister's friend. She wasn't, anyone I had any interest in particularly. So originally and the age gap then was quite a bit more, percentage-wise different. Was more significant.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Wow. So over time, being friends, that's when you realized the song here.
That's right.
And she said she knocked your socks off.
She did.
After traveling and coming back.
Yeah, she came back and she was in my sister's wedding. And she was all tanned and in her beautiful dress. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. She's not just my sister's friend. This is a person on her own right there. So, that was the time when things really sunk in for me.
Wow. And she mentioned that you guys have traveled a lot together. Do you feel like the time you spent before actually having children, do you feel like that had something to do with your longevity in marriage?
That wasn't an intentional thing. Actually, when we got married, we immediately wanted to have kids, and we just weren't blessed with kids. So it took many years before we had our first, and we enjoyed that time, but it wasn't that we were doing that by any intentional decision. So I used to travel quite a bit for work. So I'd go on a business trip. For example, we went to Australia. Oh, wow. And the client was willing to pay for a business class ticket. So I asked, can I just get 2 economy tickets instead? And they were like, yes, absolutely. That's far cheaper. So we did that. And I would go to work in the morning, get up at 7 o'clock, 7:30, go to the office, and I'd be in an office all day. So you think Australia, it's so exotic. But it's an office building. It looks the same everywhere in the world. There's chairs and desks and computers and, there's nothing exciting about being in an Australian office tower than there is being in an office tower anywhere else. And so, I went to the office tower to work. And then Karen would go and she'd go to the concierge. Okay, where can I go today? And so she'd be like, okay, I can do a bus tour to the Blue Mountains, or I can do a walking tour in the city, or various things she would do. And so those were the days back when there were digital cameras and not cell phones. So we'd go and I'd come home from work, connect my laptop to her computer, download all the pictures. And she'd give me the slideshow of all the things that she'd done that day and seen. And it was basically like I'd been on tour with her, but I'd be in my office working.
So she had more fun than you.
She did, but yes, she had more fun. But in the evenings then, we went for the walking tour again, just ourselves with no guide. And she showed me all the sights and told me the stories. She has a very good memory, so she told me all the stories, and we had a lot of fun there. But looking at the pictures, and we walked through the Oriental Garden, I think it is, or the Asian Garden, anyways, in Sydney. Yeah. And there were these gigantic bats that had attacked her during the day. So.
Oh, the bats! Yes, oh my gosh! Bats. You told me the story of the bats.
Oh yeah, she was apparently screaming and running and hiding from these giant bats. Oh, of course, the last thing you should do, apparently. So yeah, she was just.
I want to see that video.
It's good. It's good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you said something that I find touching. You said that it took a few years before you had children, but you stuck by, you stuck with it.
Yeah.
Like, was it about 5 years, or I think she mentioned?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. So.
That's why I find that touching is back home. There's a lot of importance that are placed on children. And there have been couples that when they get married, if you don't have a child within 1 or 2 years, you're getting thrown out. So it's...
Yeah. Let me tell you a story about. We went to a wedding, a married couples weekend at Beacon Bible Camp. And there was a couple there. They were having a hard time. And he stood and he said, you know, my children are everything to me. The number one people in my life are my children. And his wife's sitting right next to him. And I talked to him afterward and I said, you know, that's actually wrong. Biblically speaking, anyways, our relationship to our wife should be the most important one. Our relationship to the children is one that is close, for sure. We love them dearly, but we are called to nurture and to raise our children. And eventually they're to grow up and to leave.
Yes.
And to marry someone of their own. And then that's to be their number one relationship in life. Your most important relationship should not be to your children or to your mother or father. It should be to your spouse. So my most important relationship, and that's something you need to be conscious about and to know that you shouldn't allow any other relationship to overtake the one you have with your spouse. That leads to affairs and any number of things. But in the case of children, it leads to a breakdown in your trust and relationship with each other, because you know, as the person who's sitting next to his wife, my kids are number one. She knew that she wasn't the most important person in his life.
That would not feel very good.
That is not the right way for a relationship to work. So...
Wow, you're dropping some gems. You're dropping some gems. Yeah, and this is like so much to like something to definitely learn, because I've heard a lot of women say, "Oh, my children are my everything. My children," and that's wrong.
It is wrong. Yeah, because what happens when they grow up and get married and leave? You should be glad that they get married and leave. That you've now done your job. You've done a good job.
Yeah.
And you've made them into independent adults that are now able to establish that most important relationship of their own.
Yeah.
And, move forward with their lives that way.
And then you should be happy for them,
Exactly.
not clinging to...
No.
You see, I think that it's because they make the children the most important. That's why we experience some of the things that we unfortunately experience, where like the parent, especially if you watch some of the African movies, the parent finds it very difficult to let go, and they're in the houses saying, "Oh, that's my son, that's my daughter, but they're married now."
Yeah.
So if you've made your spouse the most important, it wouldn't be difficult for you to let your children go and find their own happiness, knowing they'll still always love you as a parent. Yeah. Oh, wow. That is...
Yeah. It's true, though. But it starts early. It starts right from the very beginning of when you're starting to think about getting married and starting to think about how you're going to address that relationship. If your foundational assumption is that this is something that's for life,
yes,
this is a commitment until death do us part. Hopefully not murder, but
Sorry about that.
And that's that's the reason why the Bible does allow for divorce, is because divorce is better than murder.
Oh yes.
Right. So if it's like if you have cancer, you should cut off that body part that has the cancer. And if you're married, the two become one flesh. So my wife and I are one flesh. We're one body. But if there's a cancer or there's something that's really dreadful, maybe it's better to cut that off. But generally speaking, not. Right? There isn't cancer. And that's the exception case, not the norm. Or ought to be.
Wow. Your marriage is just so admirable. Like, your marriage is so beautiful. But I wonder, was it always that way, or you had to work on things?
You always have to work on things. I think that, again, this is a strange thing of how the Bible teaches us, is that the husband is to love his wife as Christ loved the church. And how did Christ love the church? He died on the cross.
Speak on it.
Preach! What did we do to earn his love? Nothing. It's entirely sacrificial on his part. And then the wife is to love the husband as well
Yes.
by honoring and respecting him. But again, the commandment isn't the commandment is always to each party to give sacrificially. So you're not commanded to expect the receiving. You're commanded to give of your own heart. And so if your mindset is on the commandment to me to love my wife no matter what, I'm not counting a 50-50 relationship. I do half the work, you do half the work. No, it's 100-100. I give 100% of what I have and expect nothing in return. Now she's commanded to give 100% as well and expect nothing in return. But then we both end up being glad for what we receive and thankful, and always recognizing I didn't give 100%. So when we're not comparing, oh, I did 55% and you did 45, this marriage is over. I gave less than 100. I need to work on that. That's what I'm always focusing on and thinking on. And then hopefully that's what's happening in return. But you end up being more gracious because you recognize in your own self that you've not given what you should. And you're striving to do more. You're not comparing the other person against what you've done. I washed the dishes today. You didn't wash the dishes yesterday. It's game over. No, I didn't wash the dishes yesterday.
So that's like almost like when there's competition now in the marriage, definitely.
No, it's not competition. It's just,
you're a team.
We're a team. That's right.
Wow, that's beautiful. So now, been married as long as you have, what advice do you have, finally now, to end the video for people that want to get married or people that just got married to last 20 years?
I think it really does come down to that same thing from the beginning. Is just what's a 100-100 relationship. You put forward 100% and don't count what's in return. Your command to us is to give of yourself. And when you do that, then the relationship just flourishes because you don't have the conflict. You recognize the things that you could be doing more. And so then when there is an issue, something happens, whether we should do this or that, should we go to this place or that place? Should we buy this house or that place, that house? Or whatever those decisions are. You're both thinking about what is best for the other person.
So it's like a selfless kind of love.
It is, yeah.
Wow, that is so beautiful. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Wow. Anyway, I'm sure you've learned a lot. Every time I speak to Mike, I leave with some wisdom. So I'm glad that you were able to also enjoy some of what he had to say. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Once again, thank you so much for being on the channel. And yeah, that's all we have for now. I'll see you in the next video. Bye! So there's a couple of things that I forgot to say that I'm just gonna insert. Okay, so starting with the kind of person that Karen is. Oh my God, this woman has been nothing but amazing to me. She's been like such a non-judgmental person. Like, she's so open-minded. She's so sweet. The way that she just opened up her home and her family, like, it's just fantastic. Like, it takes an incredible human being. She's one of those people that I don't even have to call her. Like, if I'm having a really hard day, I could literally show up and Karen and Mike both would welcome me. They would welcome me with open arms and, give me some tea or cake or whatever, like, they're just generally genuine good people. And I've discovered that's very difficult to find nowadays. Unfortunately, it's very difficult. Like, they're just genuine. Oh my God, I cannot tell you how many times I've called Karen when there's a problem. Karen, I need some help. the bunk bed, we got a bunk bed, we can't fix, say no more. They'll be there, like the whole family to help to put together the bunk bed for the boys. Oh my God, that's just one instance. Like anything, they're forever just ready to help. I've never seen such selfless people. It's ridiculous. And for nothing. Like they don't do it for anything. They don't charge you. They're just genuine good people. And ah, I love that family. I just cannot. I love them. They're so different. They're just, they mean a lot to me. I don't have a lot of friends, but the ones that I do have, are quality people. Like this, I don't play with them. I don't play. So watch your mouth. If you say anything crazy, I'm gonna come for you. No, I really do love this family, and I'm quite protective of Karen. She's just a sweetheart. And Mike is like a teddy bear. He's so nice. He gives the warmest hugs. Well, they both do. And they're just okay, I'm rambling. I just wanted to express that, this is not just random people I found on the side of the road. These are like actual family friends. Like we eating dinners together, lunches together, chilled together as a family. They're like, yeah. And so I wanted to say after this, after the video, the next video is going to be the one I did with her amazing husband, Mike. Oh my God, Mike is another. Oh my God, I don't understand how two good people find each other. Usually it's one bad person and one good person. But in this case, the two of them are so amazing. It's ridiculous. Mike is one of the most intelligent people that I know. Forget, he looks really quiet. He doesn't say much. But the man is a genius. He's brilliant. And trust me, I would know. Okay? He's brilliant. He's just, other than being like a family man, somebody that genuinely loves, takes care of, and cares for his family, he's like, he's got more than the usual amount of schools that we, get. He's intelligent. He's mad. He's very tech. His kids are tech. They're, oh, okay, let me stop. Okay, because, but that's the positive. Now on the negative side, now I don't know if the devil was trying to play with me or whatever, because he knew that it was going to be a really good conversation with the two of them. But oh my God, I had a day getting there. Never happened. First of all, I couldn't sleep. Let's start with that. I could not sleep. Knowing I had to get up and go to Karen and Mike's, couldn't sleep. So of course now I couldn't wake up. I remember hubby woke me up. Well, he told me he woke me up. I must have just gotten up and gone back to bed because I was tired. And then I woke up at the time I was supposed to be coming back, very late for my time with Karen and Mike. I was so late. And that was not the last of it. And then my eye starts bothering me. I try to clean it out. And then my eyes is red, like red. And tears are pouring out. Like it looked like I was crying. And I wasn't. It finally stopped. I was able to do my makeup. As soon as I was done my makeup, my eyes start running. I'm like, oh, what is going on here? My eyes are running. My nose is running out of nowhere. So like, just imagine you just done your makeup. You're trying to look cute or whatever. Eyes is running, nose is running. I'm like, I can't catch a break. I can't catch a break. Okay, I'm going to go to Mike's place and Karen's and do this video, whatever. Let me go. As I'm on my way, everyone's cutting me off. And if you're a driver, you know how annoying that is. Like, I'm driving and it felt like everyone was just leaving their lanes to cut in front of me while I'm in a hurry. I'm like, seriously? Like, right now you're gonna do this? You're really gonna do this? Okay, I'm gonna calm down. Okay, I'm gonna calm down. Because, you know, I would have had some choice words, but I'm a child of God, so I'm gonna calm down. I keep going. Every time I get to a light, the light would turn red. I'm like, really? Like, really? Really, really? Okay. Yeah, and then, you know, it was it's their 20th wedding anniversary. So, okay, I'm gonna pick up a cake. I went to go pick up the cake. The cake lady disappeared. Where is the cake lady? Where's the cake? I'm looking for her. Finally got a hold of her after waiting for a bit. I'm already late. Did not enjoy that. I was like, okay. It's like I'm having a day. I thought that was the last of it, but no. That's not the last of it. As I finally pick up the cake, I'm heading on to Karen's place. My car indicator comes on. You need gas. I'm like, you tried it, girl. Like, no. You're gonna take me to Karen's place. I'm not buying no gas. I'm gonna buy some gas afterwards. Now is not the time. I'm already having a tough day as it is. I ignore the gas thing. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to calm down. I've not had breakfast. I've not had anything. I'm rushing. Let me calm down. Luckily, I grabbed this energy drink on the way, right? So I grabbed that drink now. Let me have a little drinky drink or whatever to calm my spirit down, to step down. It's the energy drink, you know, give me the energy and whatever. I open it up, take a sip, put it down. When I tell you that was the last sip I took of that thing. By the time I looked down to grab it and have another sip, the whole thing just dumped right in my cup holder. Tell me the devil was not working. Like, I don't understand. What is this series of unfortunate events? Yeah, the whole drink. I'll show you a video because when I arrived, I took a little video of it or whatever, a picture. I'll put it on the side for you to see. All my energy drink dumped into the cup holder, onto my blinged out crystal cup holder. I was so mad. I was like, seriously? Oh yeah, it gets better. And then it starts raining. And my car, oh, I need to take my car to the shop. My car has a problem right now. I need to get it fixed because the heater, the AC heater, whatever, was not working. The AC just stopped. So I can't use the AC. I can't use the heater. So I have to keep the windows down while I drive until I take it to the shop. It's raining. So imagine it's raining and I can't wind up. So the rain is just hitting me on top of my head. It's, oh, my drink is splashed. My eyes are watering. My nose is watering. Everything was just going wrong, honey. You know, and I finally arrived, and that's when everything started to finally go right. I was even scared. It's like, oh my God, I better not fall down while trying to take the cake to her because everything's already going awry. Yeah, so that's my little story time of the things that happened on the way. So a lot happened for y'all to get this beautiful story, and that never happened. All the things that happened today, it just never happens, especially like all together, you know, like usually everything's easy breezy, you know, but today though, but I was still not gonna miss it regardless because it's their 20th anniversary. It's very important. I'm so happy that they even made time for me on that special day, you know, because, you know, for me, that would, like, they would be, and anyway, two of them are like, they're kind of like old school. I guess they're not into the whole romance thingy. Because if they were, shoot, they would not see my face today. They'll be all into just, being with each other, I should learn to be, more realistic, more like them and less romantic. Because I'm such a, like, romantic to a fault. Like, I love all that Romeo and Juliet romance. My husband is tired of me because he's not romantic at all. It's just like, what's all this now? What's all this? And I'm into it. Like, I'm all for it or whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to the video. I just wanted to quickly interject to let you know some of the things that happened. I'm sure you'll enjoy this video because Karen, she's a talker like me. She's fun. She has some of the best stories, and I just can't wait to just share a lot of the stories that she has, or like do stories with her on this channel. It's something I've been looking forward to, so I'm happy that it's here. Yeah,